Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for joining me again. Just actually, before we continue on, there was a little point that I wanted to make up. This is back at Adepticon again. Like I said, this is not the best way for me to do this, but it just happened the way it happened. So it's not like I was planning on writing it all out. And I have some of the notes I've written out, but like I said, I don't have everything. But back at Adepticon, I remember that because I was networking. I've done a lot of networking before, so I'm not great networking, but I have minor skills in it. So when I was there, like I told you, I got in this whole world, started talking to people, started networking, finding what they can do. And I found talked to these guys who were really excited to get to know the studio and wanted to work with the studio. And then I remember when I came back and first thing I did was went back and like, yeah, let me go tell the owner. I went back to talk to the owner, and I remember how short he got with me. It's like, look, don't waste your time with that. I don't care about stuff like that, yada, yada, yada. And later on, he found out who the people were because, I said he wasn't really interested, but come by anyways. And then I found out it was a very lucrative partnership. It was a YouTube show where these guys were like national. I mean, they had a huge audience, and now they were bringing him on. And now all of a sudden, it's like, because again, the point I'm showing with that is how he emotionally reacts without actually looking at anything. And there's a huge pattern of that. And like I said, that's part of the abuse he did with me. It's like he didn't take it's not taking my knowledge seriously. I wasn't just some idiot off the street, but he wanted to treat me that way all the while still having me do his work for him. It was a messed up relationship. But like I said, in itself, that's a minor insignificant thing. When I start stacking them all up, all the freaking times that he did this, how often it was, like I said, it's a slow start, but once we get into when the actual store operations opened, things start speeding up. Like I said, I got to go through all this stuff though, because like I said, it's little and it's insignificant, but in the grand scheme, it'll be important. But anyways, like I said, it was a very lucrative deal that he still has now. I mean, he's making money off of it, and it was because I was networking. He didn't pick that thing up, I did. But anyways, we were back from Gen Con, or not Gen Con, Adepticon, and I mean, it was still building. Like I said, it was just, we were hardcore ripping the guts out of this place, putting new stuff in, trying to get the lodge ready, because that was the first step, was getting the lodge set up for operations. And we were building tables and stuff. So he found these legs in Amazon. So he bought these legs, and we got the wood from just Lowe's, and we built our own tables. And I mean, they're good tables. They're great size, sturdy. Did exactly what we needed. I mean, I wish the gamers cared a little more, but I mean, they were good tables. We painted them up, set them up. Like I said, the main focus was setting up the lodge, because if we got the lodge going, we could run tournaments, and that was the goal, because tournaments make money for us. And we were deciding on the floor, and then the owner came up with the idea of using like AstroTurf. Well, not AstroTurf, but it's just like, football field turf, but not the real stuff. It's just a variant of it. I don't know what it was called, but it was like fake grass. That's what it was. But it looked awesome. I mean, it gave you the feel of a battlefield, and wasn't hard to maintain either. So we got those in there. We got that in there, and then we got a case. I don't know when we got the buy sell trade case, but there was a case where we started, putting models in there, because the studio would put models out, have leftover models, put them on there, or people would take stuff in. We'd buy their armies and then sell them in the case. But it was like I said, it was a lot of work. We also had to start building the retail section as well. So we went out to Florence one time, got some gondolas from a place, just wherever we could. He would get some online, and they would start shipping stuff to us. It was, like I said, it was a lot of shipping going back and forth. So it was producing a lot of debris in boxes, styrofoam. So we're constantly generating trash. There was a whole lot of trash that was generated during this build. But it was worth it though. I mean, the place was coming together. The lodge was starting to fill out. I mean, we had the table set up. I think we got 10 tables in there. We toyed with 11, but we ended up sticking with 10. And we also, after we enclosed the lodge, because they said the lodge used to be a patio, now it was enclosed. The game room was enclosed. So we lost those 2 patios. So the owner had another patio built in place that connected the game room and the lodge. Threw some tables out there, so make that up look real nice. And then painted the cafe, trying to figure out how that was going to work. Because, I mean, I'd been around it for most of my life, food, because, 60 different jobs, worked in well over a dozen kitchens, from high-end kitchens to just, shacks. So, I mean, I had a lot of experience, but I mean, I was never a manager. I was never building anything, you know? I mean, I was a manager at like Donato's Pizza one time, but assistant manager rather. But I mean, I was never a fan of management because I knew it was all BS. Nobody really cared about fixing problems. They were just cared about getting the problems out of their way. But again, it was just trying to figure out what we needed, trying to get all the, like I said, we got all the cabinets in place, put the tile on the floor. That was a thing too. I mean, shit. We tiled the walls too as well. The owner and his wife worked on that. And we found some ovens on Web Restaurant to bring in too. So that was, I think we got 2 at first. And I mean, they were okay, but they kept breaking. Like the lights were breaking. It was, anyways, we did get them from Web Restaurant. And that's where we got a lot of our gear, like little baskets for the food, containers and stuff like that. And the, what do you call it? The sandwich station where we made we prepped our meals to do plates of food and whatnot, and pizza ingredients and such. So we had all that stuff coming in. We're setting it all up and just like kind of doing regular loadouts. So I mean, it was a lot of work, and like I said, it was a lot of learning because I had to sit at home and look. Because I mean, like I said, I did have knowledge, but I still had to sit at home and Google and learn some stuff too, you know. And I'd reach out to friends in the business, in the industry too, and just say, hey man, give me some pointers and stuff like that. But I mean, like I said, it came along really well. I mean, the first version of the menu, like I said, we didn't got that far yet. Actually, no, because we were still building. There was a gentleman, Ken Hart. He's the one that we made, but the store was already open then. So yeah, we were just building then. We hadn't even gotten to the actual writing of the menu yet. That's still probably close to a year out. No, it wasn't, because we had it before we were open, so it was less than a year out. Sorry, like I said, it's still pulling all these memories up. But this would be right around time frame of 2022, spring of 2022. We didn't open until like the fall of 2022. But like I said, we just geared forward and just kept on pushing forward. But after we got the gondola set up in place, we started getting tables for the card room because we needed people to sit in there. So that's how we were setting that up. There was 6 tables that were got for. Actually, there was initial tables, but didn't like those. So the first table went downstairs and he found another kind because the first ones were too wobbly. I think it was the first one had the center post and it was just way too wobbly. So we got different ones. And then we got all 6 of those, got little carpets to set in there. Oh, and putting the floor. The floor sucked. And I had to learn how to put in vinyl floor, some kind of flooring, whatever it is. Floating floors or something. I mean, it wasn't difficult. It was just tedious because there was so much of it. We had to put it into the entire freaking, what do you call, retail space, the cafe. Well, not inside the cafe. That was tiled. But the card room, downstairs. I mean, I got tired of putting that stuff in. But I mean, like I said, it was important. We were trying to get the place to look up nice. Started buying artwork for the walls too, but it was slow on that. The artwork took time over time to build. But like I said, it was coming along. You know, it was a lot of hard work, but we were getting there, and I was happy for it. You know, I didn't see what it was gonna run into. You know, but I guess it's like a small incident happened around that time too. And it was like, it just, again, these are little points that I keep falling back on that reflect on it. And it was the fact that we talked about my book, the book that I wrote. And when he talked about it, it was just like, yeah, man, I hope it takes off, you know, so, you know, I need a money guy. And I was like, he never read my book. He told me he bought it, and that's fine. But it's like, he just doesn't like to read. And that's why he wanted me to do an audiobook. But it's like, shit, I can't afford a fucking audiobook. I spent $50,000 on that book, man. I got no money left. But it's like, I get it, you wouldn't read the book for me, but it's like, even when he thought of my success for the book, it wasn't for my success. It wasn't for me. It was for him. So that he would have a guy with money that he could take the money to build his dream with. And it's like, I didn't see it then, but now looking back, it's just like, I see moment after moment after moment after moment like that. And it's like, how am I not supposed to see that's all I was just a tool for him to use, you know? It's busted, but it is what it is, right? Anyway, so I'm gonna cut off there. Kind of rambling a little bit. Wasn't, like I said, I haven't been sleeping too well, and my head ain't on all the way, so I don't feel like I'm really in it. But anyways, sorry for taking up too much time. Hope you have a great day, and thank you always for checking this out. Have a good day.